what is this? He'll say, this is head. What is this? This is knee. Any child will tell you, whole thing is body, but this is knee, this is arm. He said, your intelligence is less than a child. Then he gave some other argument, and Prabhupada walked a little further, and then he said, just like in the body, there are so many holes in the body. You may say it is all one, but we put the food here, not here. You can say it is all holes, but we put the food here, not here. So then there was the Pandal programs, and Prabhupada would preach. And afterwards, you've seen the pictures, that pinkish Vyasasan. Prabhupada would sit there, and I would always be right next to the Vyasasan, because Prabhupada had this wonderful, amused, not a big smile, but just an amused smile as he was giving Mahaprasad to everyone. He just had this wonderful, it wasn't really a complete smile, but he just looked so pleased, so amused, giving everyone prasadam. I'd always be there every night, right next to the Vyasan, just to watch that smile of Prabhupada as he had a big tray, and he would distribute prasadam, first to all the children, then to all the guests, and to everyone. And he would just do it with such grace and so sweetly. It was just so wonderful. Then, of course, we had to leave. We had our responsibilities. I was temple president in Portland. And my ticket said Delhi, New York. And now I'm in Bombay. And I went down to the airline office somehow or other, and we were amazed to see. And next morning I saw everybody was gone. I said, what happened? They said, just went to the airport and left. So I went with another devotee, Harihara, and we went to the airport, standby, and the guy looked at her ticket. It says Delhi, New York, not Bombay, New York. I said, I talked to the chief reservation officer. He said the same thing, doesn't matter. And the guy, he was a young guy, he looked at another guy. It was days before computers and things. So they just looked at each other and said, anyway, there's space on the plane. So they and we were off back. And the other thing was, Giriraj Maharaj, I'll never forget, we had no idea how we were going to get to the airport, and people were just laughing at us. And all of a sudden, Giriraj Brahmachari showed up, and he said, what's the matter? I said, we need to get to the airport. We don't have any more money. He said, why are you laughing? Get these men, get them a car and get them to the airport. They're working hard, preaching all over the world. So I'm always indebted. He was so kind to us. So that was my tiny part. I took part in the Prabhupada's Sankirtan protest so that this lovely temple could be here. And after 40 years, it's become even more lovely with its heaven on earth. And I thank I again offer my prostrated obeisance, all the devotees who struggled here. I only got a few days struggle, but those devotees who dedicated year and year here under incredible conditions, I prostrated obeisances at their lotus feet. And I again thank the management for this wonderful festival. It's been such an ecstatic time. Srila Radharas Bihari Ji Mandir Ki! Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki! One more thing I wanted to say is whenever I'm in Bombay, after hearing, now I understand why, after hearing how Prabhupada put so much effort on this temple, whenever I'm here in Bombay, I'm walking, talking, sleeping, breathing, eating, dreaming, everything is Prabhupada, because this is Prabhupada's temple. Because we had no idea what he was doing. We even gave up the contract. We had no idea what he wanted to do. And because in the West, we took a house in a low-rent district. We painted it funny colors. We put a sign, Hare Krishna Temple, and that was a temple. And Prabhupada was talking about Twin Tower Guest House, Marble Palace. We had no idea. This is Prabhupada's temple. So here, eating, sleeping, walking, talking, everything is Prabhupada for me here. Hare Krishna.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaudavani Pachadane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskatare Satarade. I also want to express my deep appreciation for this incredible festival. We are here for the 25th anniversary And that was wonderful. And this is even more wonderful. I'm sure it'll get better and better and better. Thank you so much. We actually came to Bombay, Vishaka Devi and myself, after touring with Srila Prabhupada for some months. We arrived, I think, sometime in 1971, not sure the date, but we served here for about 1.5 to 2 years, and we were both photographers. I graduated in photography school. Vishaka was also there, photography school. And while we were serving in India, we always were thinking when are we going to use our talents in Krishna service? So we were taking films and video and still photographs. There was no video cameras then, and sending them back to Karanda Prabhu at the BBT. So he thought at one point, after those articles, the photographs were printed in BTG and the films were distributed in, uncut, no editing. So he thought at one point, let's have a film on the movement, Hare Krishna movement. So he asked Prabhupada if we could make a film on the movement. And Prabhupada said yes. He actually very kindly he funded that first movie called The Hare Krishna People. And that was the beginning of our filmmaking. Starting films here at Hare Krishna Land, actually, and sending them back to the United States. We produced about 8 documentaries. One of them was A Spark of Life. And that was in 1977 that we came back to Mumbai. Prabhupada was in the top floor of the palace, of the guest house. And I had not been to the Mayapur festival that year. So I went in to pay obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. I paid obeisances, and as I was saying the mantra, he said, you should come and go more often. So I took that to mean to travel more, to take more films, make more movies, basically. And then we showed that Spark of Life film to Prabhupada. Also, the Bhaktivedanta Institute at that time commissioned that film. They wanted a film to show how life comes from life and not matter. They wanted to defeat the material scientists with this presentation. So their idea was to argue against their theories. But we thought if we did that, the film would become outdated because their theories always change. So we decided to base the film on Bhagavad Gita. So we arrived with that film, or actually I arrived, you weren't there. We showed that film in Prabhupada's bedroom, actually. He was quite ill at the time. So members of the Bhaktivedanta Institute were present, and we showed the film, and there was dead silence after the film stopped. Tamal Krishna Goswami was the first person to speak up. He said, Yadubara, this is a big departure from your other films, because it had no devotees in it, no tilak, no saris, no dhoti, no devotees. But it was a conversation between 2 college students on a college campus discussing the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. So another person spoke up. Prabhupada was silent, and he said, quite a devastating comment. He said, this film is for women and children. Dead silence again. And another person, everyone was disappointed, basically. So it came time for Prabhupada to say something. Everybody was looking at Prabhupada finally. And he asked me, what is the result of showing this film? And we had showed it to a Sunday feast audience in Los Angeles. I told Prabhupada that before I came. And I said, Prabhupada, one guest came up to me afterwards and he said, thank you very much. Now I can understand I'm not the body. When Prabhupada heard that, he said, then it is success. And actually it turned out the film went all over India. It was viewed widely. The Bhaktivedanta Institute members appreciated it in the end because it had the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Had we done the other thing, it would have been outdated. So that was just a remembrance about that particular film. We have many remembrances of the other films that were made under Prabhupada's direction. But we'd like to pass now on to Vishaka Devi.
Om Ganatamarandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chaksur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Once Prabhupada was here in India, sitting with a few of his disciples, when he was challenged by an Indian man. This Indian man had the conception that a saintly person should have the ability to do miracles. Because there was a so-called saintly person who was very famous, who could produce ash from his hand and other things. So this person said to Prabhupada, "Can you show me a miracle?" And Prabhupada indicated his disciples, his followers, and he said, "These are my miracles." Hare Krishna. So in reflecting on that little exchange, it's really true that we are his miracles because he changed everything about our lives. He changed our dress, our diet, he changed our daily schedule. These are external things. And besides that, he changed our whole mental orientation. What we were thinking about, our goals, our desires, all these things were altered by this one personality. So instead of wanting material acquisitions, we could see that this was a fallacious goal, or these are fallacious goals, to want more money, more comfort, more opulence, more fame, more beauty. These things go through your fingers. Whereas to want to try to develop love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, love for his devotees, love for his service, this has genuine meaning and can actually fulfill the desire of the heart. So this is extraordinary that one person can enter a life, or so many lives, of people from all walks of life. We heard this morning from Haridas Prabhu. That's one walk of life. Sarup Damodar Maharaj is another walk of life. PhD. So this entire gamut of society, from children to old people, Prabhupada was able to touch them in such a way that even if they were slightly receptive, in my case, not even slightly receptive, he was able to transform their lives and perform this miracle. So how he did that is truly fascinating. It's quite a study to understand how he did that. And we can say first and foremost that he himself was that Vaikuntha man. So he became what he called like a touchstone. If we have a touchstone, whatever you touch, you can turn into gold. So because he himself was of that caliber, therefore he could affect so many people. So we have all these anecdotes, and Prabhupada is much more than a combination of anecdotes. I love anecdotes, but he is much more than an accumulation of anecdotes. He is the embodiment of Krishna consciousness. And by coming in contact with him with some degree of sincerity, we can also access Krishna consciousness. It's an incredible opportunity. So reflecting on Mumbai, Juhu, Hare Krishna land, There's been so much talk in the past 3 days about the austerity. So, having been here from the time the deities, Sri Sri Radharasa Bihari, moved from Akashganga to Hare Krishna land, I can say for myself that it never occurred to me that it was austere. Hare Krishna. Who was speaking? Oh, Anada Prabhu was speaking, how she didn't like camping out. I love camping out. She didn't like pulling up the bucket from the well. For me, that was an adventure. You know, so many different personalities. So, the accommodations for the ladies and the men were not, I thought I could do better, so I moved to the rooftop of one of the tenant buildings, and I set up my mosquito net there. Part of it was tied to a coconut tree that was just beyond the wall. And somehow the other 3 corners were tied. And then I'd bring up a bucket of water, and there was a drain on the rooftop, because when it rained, the rainwater had to drain out. So I'd bathe up there, and I thought it was wonderful. You have the sea breezes, you have the warm weather, lots of association, the deities were there. It never occurred to me that this is austere. And I did get ill. I got jaundice at one point, but I get ill in the West too. It's not that you're in the West and you don't get ill. So I felt privileged to be there, and I wouldn't mind spending more time there, especially because Srila Prabhupada himself spent so much time in Mumbai. And he very much enjoyed the rooftops. He spent the afternoons on the rooftop having darshan. There was one incident, I was a photographer, otherwise known as a photographer. And so I was constantly with him as much as I could be, photographing. The beaches for the morning walks were incredible, and the afternoons on the rooftop were equally incredible. So one afternoon he went to the rooftop for darshan and was relaxing there. And I guess I was a little early. I was the only other person there at that time. So I sat just below his dais with my camera, and he looked at me and he said, "Where should I look?" See, all of you got it. I didn't understand what he was talking about, because I had been photographing him for 2 years and he never said that before. So then it took me a few moments to think, oh, where should he look so I can take the picture? So then I had to think of an answer. It took a few more moments. So I said, "Wherever you like, Srila Prabhupada." So he turned to his right, and I took a photograph, which is well known by some devotees. That was one small incident. Another incident, I was waiting for him to go on the walk. It was about 6 o'clock. He would go from 6 to 7, and then 7 was greeting the deities. And at 6 it was still a little dark outside. So I was just chanting my japa, sitting just like this, just chanting on the pathway, waiting. And he passed by very, very quietly. I didn't hear him coming at all. And he was just inches away. He walked by me, and he looked at me and he said, "Thank you very much." And I thought, what is he thanking me for? I'm just sitting here. And then I thought, no, I'm chanting japa. So Prabhupada appreciated that we're following his instructions, even the most basic positive instruction. He appreciated that, and he was aware of that, and he encouraged that. And that encouragement was so valuable, it propelled us on. Even though there might be distractions, there might be appeals from Maya Devi, because of his encouragement and his guidance and his example, we could try to carry on to please him. So, just a few memories. I'll pass the mic on. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Yes, just a few more small memories also. When we were living in Akashganga, Prabhupada was our president, the temple commander. He was everything. We would chant japa with Srila Prabhupada in the morning. And I remember one morning coming back from a walk. He came back and we were all taking breakfast prasadam. He looked at all of us and he said, "You're all overeating." We were very attached to prasad in those days. As we heard before, someone was saying, Prabhupada wanted to at least satisfy our tongues. Another time that Srila Prabhupada was driven by one lady who volunteered to take him on his morning walks, especially to the Worli sea face. And that morning, this lady said, Prabhupada, I have a very good investment. I recommend this highly. You'll make lots of money. And she said, then you won't have to send your students out for begging, something like that. So Prabhupada looked at her and he said, I want them to beg. This is part of their training. Not that everything comes easily, but I want them to sacrifice, to work hard. And I think we've all experienced when we actually do that, then it's very fulfilling for our spiritual life. You know, to sacrifice, to really make some effort. I can say for this past film that we made was a tremendous effort. I'm not sure if I want to do that again. It was so difficult. But we can't give up trying. That's our mood. One time coming back from a morning walk, Srila Prabhupada passed some beggars, and he asked for some coins to give to the beggars. That was unusual. We were very surprised to see Prabhupada donating to the beggars. Did you say anything about that?
Oh, in the occasion I had, we were in a car, in one of these ambassador cars. There were three of us in the back, and Prabhupada was in the front passenger seat. And a beggar came by holding a child, and there was another child by her side at Prabhupada's window, begging. So he looked back to the three of us and he said, do you have any paisa? So we had a few paisa, we gave it to Prabhupada. He rolled down his window and gave it to the beggar's lady and her children. And so I had read in Bhagavad Gita about charity and the mode of ignorance. So I was very confused about this. So I said, Prabhupada, why do we give Krishna's money to beggars? And there was silence. And he had to have heard me. I was sitting right behind him, right? So I thought, oh my goodness, I made an offense. And then I said, is it prasad? And he said, yes.
I think Malati Devi had the same experience in Kumbh Mela with Prabhupada. One other incident at the Akashganga building, one day the deities arrived, and we were very excited, but actually we got notice that we cannot take the deities in the boxes upstairs to the 7th floor, because the landlord is absolutely sure that we're smuggling drugs in the box. So he was present when those boxes arrived. I remember we had to open the boxes right on the sidewalk. And you know, the top pieces came off, and then the packing came off, and then we saw the beautiful form of Srimati Radharani underneath. And after that, after he saw that, he just left. He was deflated, defeated. Another incident, we were in, Srila Prabhupada was staying at the home of Mr. Acharya on the Hare Krishna land. My father actually came to visit me and met Mr. Acharya and, you know, saw the whole scene. He was quite horrified at the, the conditions. But he really liked Mr. Acharya. They were good buddies. They became good friends. So I was in the bedroom with Srila Prabhupada's bedroom, alone with him, and a man walked in, and he paid full dandavats, and he started glorifying Srila Prabhupada. You've done so much, you're a worldwide acharya, you've written so many books, all glories to you, and he wouldn't stop. He just kept going on and on and on. And finally Prabhupada said, you become like me. And he pointed, he said, "You become like me." And the man was shocked. He was speechless. And I was also shocked. How do we become like Prabhupada? But that's the whole purpose of the process of Krishna consciousness, to become pure, to become like Prabhupada. This same idea was being shared last night. So it's not easy. You know, we're all in these bodies, you know, trapped within these bodies, intended for the purpose of sense gratification. That's why we're here. So it's not an easy task. That's another austerity we have to go through to become devotees ourselves. That's great sound. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Dinabandhu Prabhu, Gadabara Prabhu, Mother Vishaka. Hare Krishna. Hare Baba. Okay, so our next group is a panel. We have titled this panel Post-1978 Management Panel. And so we have included the major leaders, those who are present at the time of the opening or just after the time of the opening until the present time. And this panel includes Brajahari Prabhu, Devaki Nandan Prabhu, and Sura Prabhu, and we have included Pancharatna Prabhu, who also, please come on stage. And Bhima Prabhu, I'm sorry. No, he's speaking after, right? Yeah. So he's not in this panel. This is a half-hour session, so each speaker will have 7.5 minutes. So Devaki Nandan Prabhu, you begin. Okay. You want to start with Pancharatna?
Because I'm saying I can speak less.
All right, go ahead. Okay, you inaugurate the panel.
Hare Krishna. Jai Namaha Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Pradesh. So, 1978, I was in Mayapur, so my service didn't involve Mumbai that much. But after a brief exile, it turned out to be brief exile in the US, Sridhar Swami arrived. And I mostly want to just simply glorify Sridhar Swami. Sridhar Swami had recently taken an initiative here, which now has become a model for the whole world, practically. But at that time, it was really considered very risky. He said that we're going to raise money through the mail. And everyone said, no, Indians won't give money. You can't just send them a letter and they're going to send you money. That's impossible. And at the time he wasn't, he was in the management, but anyway, what he told me was that by hook and by crook, I got the equipment and I did it. And I showed them all. And it was a fact that he started the Bhishma department, and he came to me in Dallas. I was there, and he said, "What are you doing here? Come back to India where you belong." And so I did. And he brought me here to Mumbai. Maybe I won't talk too much about it, and I started working with Bhishma, and this happened to be coming up the 25th anniversary of ISKCON, the Silver Jubilee. And so we were thinking, what can we do really, really special? And the idea came, actually I should have to give credit where credit is due. Amongst the files that I went through about how to fundraise through the mail, I came across one from New Vrindavan, where they were inviting people to donate for 1008 Kalash Abhishek. So I thought, this is a fantastic idea. I learned later that the kalashes they used were paper cups. But anyway, they did somehow do it. And so we talked about it, and Devakinandan said, yes, let's do this. And we started the 1008, the Kalash Abhishek program, which has turned out to be one of the most successful programs for fundraising in ISKCON today. And I have to give the credit again. The team here, Devakinandan especially, started, and he'll maybe talk about the formation of the committee then, the Radharasa Bihari committee, which later on became the group that did this. This was the beginning of the effort. We said, okay, we're going to use this occasion of Janmashtami. We're going to use this fundraising to build the fund that's going to buy out the tenants and build the heaven on earth. So it was a wonderful year here, and I won't take much more time. I got all the experiences of that time of some of the austerities, but not that much. The biggest austerity was traveling in the trains during May. That was, that was an austerity. But living, you know, we did okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Is there time left from him?
I was only, what, 3 minutes, 4 minutes?
Hare Krishna. So as I was talking other day, I said two things which I got hunted. One was the fight on Hare Krishna land, and other was fund or finance. Both start from F. So I mastered in fighting also. Let Nartam. Those days we used to fight, physical fight. Nowadays we don't do physical fight. Though it do physical fight and do Vancha Kalptar Besja, give hug everybody, over. Nowadays we do mental fight. Verbal fight and email fight, which continue for a long time. Let us do that fight than this fight. Anyway, so I had gone up to fight part. I wanted to say today about the finance part. So 1984, Bhima Prabhu became president and I was appointed as vice president. That time we had this temple 50,000 rupees in debt. Slowly we'll pull it up. Our Sankirtan department was doing very good. Life Mercy preacher also. And then in 87, when Kirtanananda Swami was expelled, many of disciples, they left. And we really had a hard time. So Gopal Krishna Maharaj one day, he told me, you're a good preacher, why don't you start going out? And that's when I started. So credit go to His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. But I was trained up by Giraj Swami. I was his assistant for some time, Puridas and me. We used to go out. So I adapted almost same thing like Giraj Swami, doing management till 1 o'clock. And after 1 o'clock, till 6, 7 o'clock, I used to go out. That was my schedule. And that thing has come in my system till today. After 1 o'clock, I don't know what to do. So I am forced to go out. This way, things started. And yes, we encourage the membership preacher. I like to give credit to all the membership preacher. Dhanvantari Prabhu is here. He our big daddy. Nitai Padakamla Prabhu, Narhari Prabhu, and Garuna, Sankhya, Saraswati, Ramai, and all those devotees, they are in somewhere. Tulsidas, Dadivakshi Prabhu later on. So like that, actually whole thing started when Pancharatna Prabhu came. I'll give credit to him. That was Silver Jubilee year, and we were discussing. And by Krishna's arrangement, Sri Swami have been trying to do the cultivation of life member. That we have made so many life members, let us do cultivation. We started a Saturday program, sometime in Kalwa Devi, sometime in here. So I started a cultivation program. I made life member very systematically. I started from Bombay Good Transport Association, Iron Association. Thereafter, I went to Gold and Diamond Merchant Association. I went to a stock market and I stopped. A stock market was the last one that I did. Pancharatna Prabhu, he's here, other Pancharatna, who was my assistant. For how many years Pancharatna? Almost 7 years. So that time a stock market was doing very good. And I had a good friend, Harsad Mehta, if any Indian devotee knows, he know more. Pallav Seth, Ketan Parekh, they were all the big bulls those days. You'll not believe, I used to bring, anybody from income tax here? Nobody, no? Okay. I used to bring suitcase filled with cash, 10 lakh, 20 lakh, like that. So, that time, Panchatna Prabhu came up with the idea on Silver Jubilee for 1008 copper Kalash Abhishek, right?
Silver plated.
I was in the first
Copper and they were
silver plated. So we did not do much. But yes, we raised money.
We did 300
Right.
kalashes and we actually did 1008.
Abhishek, yes.
That we did.
Yes. But we got money. Earlier, our Janmashtami festival was 4 lakh rupees affairs. Ramchandra Agarwal used to be chairman. Janardhan Das was the vice chairman. So we changed the whole thing. I had a friend, Pallav Seth, still he is there. And he said, we will do it. And that year, we collected over 60 lakh. So from 4 lakh, we went to 60 lakh. That's when it started. And then, year by passed. And then I came out with the idea of forming the committee. That was actually Centennial Committee, right? From there, we started, Radha Ras Bihari Committee. It took few years. In 95, the committee took shape. And by that time, for Janmashtami, we had to collect over 1 crore, or more than 1 crore. Then in 2007, when our beloved chairman, Sriman Deshbandhu Gupta ji, who is no more, his photo is there. When he became chairman, he really encouraged. I must say, he had a lot of great respect for Srila Prabhupada, and he was a visionary man. He started his business with 5,000 rupees, and today his company is 3 billion. One of the leading pharmaceutical company. So he asked me, what should we do as a committee? We had something substantial to do. So it was always in my head. Actually, for forming committee, I got inspiration from Tamal Krishna Maharaj. Once I had gone to pick him up in 93 or something. We were coming from airport. And I told him about the success of our Janmashtami and how big people are involved. Then he asked me, why don't you form a committee? And he said, Prabhupada wanted a committee of the businessmen to assist us. Because we are maybe expert in knowing a scripture, but we are not expert, about the business or money part. And he said, Prabhupada in his lifetime started his committee, Sadajivat Lal, Mota, and few others. That did not work out. Again they formed Hinduja Vajin committee and all this thing, didn't work out. So I said, okay, let me try. So when Gupta ji became chairman, he asked, what should we do as a committee? So I said, well, Prabhupada had desire that this place, we have so many tenants, and always fight was there, as I had mentioned other day. So either we make them devotee or we relocate them. So it was not possible to make all of them devotee. So only thing was to relocate them. By that time, we had very powerful people. Bombay, who is who? Top people in our committee. Like Sajan Jindal was there, B.K. Goenka was there, Ashok Gayal of GTV was there, Benugopal Dhut from Videocon was there. Very powerful people were there in committee. Then from builder side came Goenka, very good gentleman was there, because Oberoi builder. So like many powerful people were there. So we decided to go two fronts. One front is negotiation part, and other front is attacking part, legal part. So negotiation part was handled by His Grace Brajhari Prabhu, because he is a negotiator, he is humble. And I am an attacker, I am fighter. So I like the attacking part. So he, along with Dilip Narang, came Goenka. They were doing negotiation. And from the tenant side, we also had some people like Mrs. Warrior was there, who was very much, oh my goodness, only halfway. Anyway, I'll rush fast. Mr. Acharya was there, they helped. So anyway, after that, I had to go to court every day, every other day for fighting. So finally, we purchased all the tenants. Then one point, some devotees said, oh, it looks very nice, like Hare Krishna land, coconut tree, really heaven. Why to build second phase? Leave it there. Some devotee, it was like 2000. By that time, Madhu Pandit has become, rival of ISKCON, Ritvik group. Some devotee said, Devkinandan will become like Madhu Pandit. He will take the whole temple, let us not build anything. So much controversy. And I told Gopal Krishna Maharaj, I have told all the committee members that we are going to build second phase. How can we stop? How will I show my face to them? This is hypocrisy. And Gopal Krishna Maharaj supported. No, we are going to build it. And that's when we started building, and what you see today, here the marble palace here. Second phase, heaven on the earth. Thereafter, we had a school, again fight with the parents in a school. 2 more minutes I will take. Okay, I will try. The fight with the parents in a school. So we, by Krishna's mercy, we got land. One of our committee members, he helped to get that land from one of the builder. We got, there was also fight. Just recently we negotiated, right, Bajaj Prabhu? Recently we finalized that he will talk about that one with Mr. whatever, I will not say his name. Then we built the school. Now, by Krishna's mercy, we have got almost 75-acre land, the farm, and we are 95 acre. And now we are going to develop the farm. That is our next project. Last night only I had meeting with the committee member. Mahabodhi Prabhu so kindly came and addressed the committee member. And they have taken the new project. They want something to do. So this new project, the person who has given land, 65-acre land, one of our committee members, Mr. B.K. Goenka, well spun. In America, you use his towel from Walmart everywhere. So he gave 65-acre land, donation to us. And now to develop that, he wants to have Vedic village. Vedic village, not eco village, Vedic village. For that, He is putting 10 crore and he wants 5 crore me to collect. So the committee last night, they agree, okay, we'll do that 5 crore, no problem. So we are going to do that one. And we have other forum that management council will be discussing what to do about other forum. And then we'll let you know. And we'll invite all of you for opening that also. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Sri Radha Hari Bhagavan ki.
Om Ajnanathimrandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmantam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasati Deshitarne. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'd like to thank all Srila Prabhupada disciples who have come for this celebration. And we are indebted to the devotees who have put in the best during the time of Srila Prabhupada. And the legacy which they have handed over to us, I'm sure you're satisfied with the management or the activities going on here. It's all happened because of the cooperation of each and every devotee. There is not one single devotee who can say that I have done this. It's the collective effort of all the 200, 150 devotees of Hare Krishna land here. That is the secret of the success of Shri Radha Rasa Bihari's temple. During my presence, as my previous friend Devkinandan Prabhu said, that there is to be a lot of fights here. I used to come during the day when I joined the Bollywood after graduating as a filmmaker. So I happened to come here. I'm not a bass boy. Nowadays there is a big culture here that he was in a bass, this, that. But I was called by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada to this place. I never knew what is Hare Krishna land. I never knew it. So Krishna brought me here. I stayed here for 6 months. I dwelled with the senior devotees like Giriraj Swami, Chitrakar Prabhu, Sridhar Swami, Poon Brahma Prabhu, and many more senior devotees, Mahabodhi Prabhu. I have a great association and remembrance of these wonderful stalwarts. They inspired me to come to this movement, but I had a dormant desire to be a Bollywood person. And Krishna's mercy, I was very successful by the help of Radha Rasa Bihari. So I kept on coming to the temple, and as you know, that we produced a movie here, but because of some good friends, our names were chopped from the credits of that film. That's how people, they don't know me, they don't know Haridas Prabhu, that we had produced that film. We spent a lot of money. I spent my own money in that film. I raised money for that film. But later on, I was really disgusted with the situation. So I didn't want to do anything with the film. Until today itself, I don't have any, any taste left for doing a filmmaking. But I was a first-class filmmaker myself. I was a professional film editor, and I had my own company. I have edited very big Bollywood films like Yarana, Amitabh Bachchan's, Mithun Chakravarti. They have been my all good friends. But that didn't allure me anymore, because the devotees here were so nice, so sweet, that I used to spend in the evening Sandhyarati, Mangalarti, and Guru Puja with all these devotees. So Krishna was very kind. In that period, when we completely finished with the Haridas Thakur film, I was little taken back. One day morning, I saw Ruchi Sevana Prabhu completely punching Haridas Thakur, Haridas Prabhu. And completely, he punched in front of the temple, and while they were taking Mahaprasadam. So I was taken back. And Giriraj Maharaj took Ruchi Sevana Prabhu and Haridas Prabhu, and he was bleeding like anything. I said, what's happening here? And then I just followed the ashram, and Giriraj Maharaj said, don't tell to anybody anything what is happening. So Haridas Prabhu, if he remembers, he never came out of the room for 7 days. And that was it. And I was completely taken back. The senior devotees doing these things here in the temple, I was completely taken back. I didn't come to the temple for many days. Then everybody inquired, what happened to you? You never came. So it went like this, and Gopal Krishna Maharaj handed over me the restaurant for managing it. Prasanatma Prabhu was there, and then he said that you do it. With so many devotees, we managed the restaurant. There was, at the time, only the devotees were managing. They were laying, they were serving, they were cooking, they were cleaning the pots. One time in Bollywood, and the second time I was cleaning the pots inside of those people who used to come to the restaurant. And one anecdote which should send you some strong signals. We are not professional restaurant managers or servers or cooks. But still we had to do it because it was closed for 2.5 years. And we had to serve. One fine morning, what happened, one afternoon, one huge cockroach went into the vegetables, and it happened to land in one of the customers' plate. So when he was there and the whole cockroach came out, and the one devotee came, "Hey, cockroach nikla, kya karega?" That person was completely yelling. Narsingh Chaitanya Prabhu, my good friend, who just went, "What happened? What happened?" He said, "This is cockroach." He said that, "No, this is not cockroach. This is bada ilachi." So then he said, "This is bada." I said, "No, this is cockroach. Man, you're speaking lies." He said, no, you have to, see, I will take it. He took it in his mouth and chewed the cockroach. This is bada ilachi. And he was pacified. And I just immediately came out. I gave him the fresh plate. I said that, "You take the fresh plate, don't worry." So he came inside and he started vomiting. And that was one anecdote which I wanted to tell you. And then, this was about the Govindas. Sridhar Maharaj was very passionate sannyasi we had in our society. After 5 years, he said that, "Surdas, now you have to leave this place." So all these brahmacharis and my colleagues, they said, "We don't want to leave, we want to manage the restaurant." I said that whatever sannyasi is saying, you have to do it. We all leave. So we just left it. All the brahmacharis who are in America now, they're all doing whatever they are doing. And then I had to move on. In '86, I moved on. And I went to Bhayandar to manage for 6 months a Bhayandar center. Yes. So everybody said, "What are you doing in Bhayandar? You are not meant for a Bhayandar small village." So ultimately there was somebody who was managing the Bhakti Kala Kshetra. He was not managing it properly. So I was called. And I was in 1986, I was handed over to Bhakti Kala Kshetra with a bank balance of 18,000 rupees. And earlier, Govindas, I had taken over from a minus 5 lakhs of rupees. So that was all cleared. That was, everything was going on nicely. So I took Bhakti Kala Kshetra. So during the Bhakti Kala Kshetra, I must really thank Jagat Purush Prabhu for giving a fantastic legacy. And this Bhakti Kala Kshetra, I really made it all over the globe. With this Bhakti Kala Kshetra, I helped Orissa temple. With this Bhakti Kala Kshetra, I helped Manipur temple, Sarup Damodar Maharaj. I did the biggest shows in my life for the temple. And in whole of India, in the whole of the world, I did help. New Zealand, Australia, Hong Kong, Philippines, Manila, Kenya, South Africa, London Manor, Bhaktivedanta Manor. I was instrumental in sending Rishi Kapoor, Sunil Gavaskar for the campaign over there. I was instrumental in taking Anup Jalota to African Yatra, that is Kenya, where I raised funds for the Kenya temple. That was all because of your Bhakti Kalashitra, Jagat Purash Prabhu. And I helped, Sarup Damodar Maharaj in setting up a biggest fundraising program in the Northeast, 40,000 people with R.D. Burman and Asha Bhosle's show. And the list goes on. I was instrumental in preaching to M.J. Akbar, who was the bureau man of India Today at the time, and he is now the External Affairs Minister of India. He's a very good friend of mine. And the legacy goes on, and hats off to all the Prabhupada disciples who have handed over this legacy to us. And I was not satisfied doing that. As you know that I went to Mira Road, and it's a full-fledged temple over there now. Whatever I could do over there. That temple I have taken over minus 90 lakhs of rupees. And today it stands an independent project of its own. Still I was not satisfied. I kept on looking for a place in New Bombay, and that was my always disease. Some of my colleagues said, this guy is an separatist. He is wanting to do something all the time, something different. I really do things differently, and that's how the New Bombay project has come. It's a 9-acre project. My colleagues didn't mention about it, but my colleague Devkinandan Prabhu did mention about the farm, but he didn't mention about the Khargar, because that doesn't belong to him. So, so by the mercy of Krishna, Krishna is very kind. My master is very kind. Prabhupada is very kind, because I am a fighter and I like to work my own style. And you will be very happy that 2019 will be the year when you will be again called over there. And I beg all Srila Prabhupada disciples to grace that temple. And I would have taken you today, tomorrow, but you have your own schedules, and I don't want to really rush these schedules. So that's coming up, and it's almost about 90% over, 10-15, and I have requested them to come for the opening. That will Vasant Panchami 2019. It will happen only because of my spiritual master Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and I have no qualification as such. But so what I can say that the stones can float through the hands of Hanuman and not by the help of Ram. But this is what is the legacy of Parampara. Prabhupada often emphasizes that stick to Parampara and don't get mesmerized by so-called ascending gurus. Even if they may be very powerful in their vocabulary, they have no sustenance. They have no mercy. They may have a vocabulary, but they will not attract Krishna. They will get drowned. So on this auspicious day, when we are celebrating the 40th anniversary, midst of wonderful moons here, Prabhupada disciples, take every word of their saying to your heart and act immediately, because life is going away from our hands. We are becoming old, and we have to do something for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. If this life we can utilize it for Guru and Krishna, our success lies there, not accumulating material things. So this is my humble request. This is what I have learned in the association of wonderful devotees here, and I seek their blessings all the time, and I will like to do many more things. Yesterday I was telling to Pancharatna Prabhu, I have a great desire to create one temple in America. So after this, I have a great desire to do one temple in America. I seek your blessings and more blessings to do that. That's my gut desire. With this, I culminate and hand over the baton to Brajahari Prabhu. A good friend and a very compassionate soul and a wonderful Vaishnava. And I think that's how, all these pearls are strung together in a thread. And Brajahari Prabhu is our thread in this wonderful community.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Surdas Prabhu. So I joined in ISKCON 1984 6 years after Prabhupada left. So when I joined, about 16 Prabhupada disciples were serving in Hare Krishna land. So I was very much loved by them, especially Bhima Prabhu, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, Devakinandan Prabhu, Surdas Prabhu, and many other devotees. Those are not here now. So I served in Sankirtan department for 6 years. 1991, Giriraj Swami just came after so many years interval, and we had our guest house strike. So Giriraj Swami, he used to have a meeting with all of us to deal with this strike. Kapila Prabhu, Surdas Prabhu, Devakinandan Prabhu, myself, and with Giriraj Swami. So every day there is stealing take place in our guest house. People come from America and London, other parts of the world. They just keep their luggage and go for prasadam. When they come back, there is no gold, there is no cash, there is no electronic items. All those things are stolen. It's a everyday affairs. And our workers, those who are serving here, they are creating a big problem. And so they formed a union also here. And one day, 200 people with one union leader, they came to Hare Krishna land, and they asked, where is Giriraj Swami? I said, he's not here, he's gone somewhere else, although Maharaj was there. Because we didn't want to expose Maharaj directly. So they told that, because we, that day, just 2 days before, we suspended many people from the guest house. So they told that you just take them back, otherwise you'll close down your temple. So then Devakinandan Prabhu, that time those security guards were there, they were also helping the stealing. So Devakinandan Prabhu, he is one of his friend, Captain Salaria. So he brought his security, and he came with that union leader. He told that I am going. After 2 hours I will come. You just take this worker back, otherwise close down your temple. So Captain Salaria, who is the security in charge, he came and stand in front of the gate with 2 revolvers. He said, if this person come, I will kill him. He just sent a message. So then after that, nobody came. But they created long time fight with us. But then one of our receptionists, his wife is a union leader. And all the police people, they come and stay in his house, drink here, and so many bad things they were doing. One day they just burned all our papers, everything, and they created, and police was always supporting. But I approached one police deputy commissioner. By his help, gradually everything became all right, and all the workers, they left. And since then, we made some system. So far, from 1991, so far, there is no stealing take place in our guest house at all. So another incident, Puspakanta Matre. Everybody spoke his bad side of the story, but now I'll mention his good side of the story. How it is? Actually, Prabhupada Centennial, Loknath Maharaj was in charge. So many things we are doing. One of the thing is like naming Srila Prabhupada's name in the street, wherever nearby temple, any street, to put Prabhupada's name, Bhaktivedanta Swami Marga. So one devotee, his name is Nanda Kumar, he was from London, he just came. Nanda Kishore. So I used to go with him to Puspakanta Matre house. He was corporator, still he was corporator. Every day we go, take prasadam and give to him. And gradually he became very friendly with us. And then one day we approached that we want to name this street, right from behind Chandan Theatre to Mitibai College, about 2 kilometers, very prominent road, like 4-lane or 6-lane road. That road was named Gulmohar Road before. So we approached municipal commissioner, we spoke to everybody, and they agreed to put in Srila Prabhupada's name, Bhaktivedanta Swami Marga. And there are big function in our auditorium. All the big leaders, minister, many people came, and we just named this in the name of Srila Prabhupada. After that, just few days after, the local people, they appealed to the government, and government, some order given by the governor of Maharashtra, they cancelled this. Means you cannot have this road. So municipality gave a letter to us. Then myself, Ravi Mehra, one of our Haridas Thakur movie director, he stays nearby. So myself and Ravi Mehra, we went to Balasaheb Thackeray because to tell him to stop this. So when we went that day, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the Prime Minister of India, there was vote was going on, and he was very busy, and we couldn't able to meet him. But then Ravi Mehra told, let us go to High Court. And we went to High Court and got the stay order same day. So then again, that is in 2000, now 17 years passed, so this road is in the name of Bhaktivedanta Swami. So after that, I'll just, Devakinandan Prabhu spoke. Actually, he is very resourceful. He brought so much money to build this Heaven and Earth project, vacant the tenants. It's so nice. Okay. But what happened, this, when we just start, one incident I will tell, which is very nice. One of our tenant, his name is Sanjay Raut. Recently I met him in Chandigarh airport. So he was occupying only 200 square feet. But 200 square feet is house, but he occupied 2,000 square feet. So one day, we called all our brahmachari, about 30, 40 brahmachari, and called municipality officer also. We went and broke his fence, what he did, we broke. And he became so angry, and he just fought with us like anything. And then, same day he went to Balasaheb Thackeray. So, we didn't know that he is so powerful. And Balasaheb is so powerful person, whatever he says, Bombay, whole Maharashtra they does. Nobody can defy him. So, Balasaheb, after 2 days, he came to Sanjay Raut house. And Sanjay Raut is living in 200 square feet, but he came with 500 people. And everybody told me, I was there that time, Devakinandan Prabhu went out. So Kapila Prabhu, myself were there. Everybody advised me that go and meet him. But they are so rowdy people, I didn't go there. I thought, if you go there, they will beat me. So then all these people, they came to me, and member of parliament, MLA, so many people. So I just begged them. I said that we don't have any intention, but this person is occupied our land. He said, no, you just... one time I told them, Bal Thackeray, they got very upset with me. You are telling Bal Thackeray, you should talk Balasaheb. I said, sir, I'm sorry. So then, after 3 days, we got an appointment from Balasaheb, Surdas Prabhu, myself, Radhakrishnan Prabhu and Kapil Prabhu. We went to meet him. And from their side, tenant side, 2 members of parliament, to 1 Sakha Pramukh, and same person, his wife, they all went. And when we met Balasaheb, he said, who is that Sanjay? Tell him to get out from here. Sanjay means one devotee was there, because he was very aggressive and he fought. So then Balasaheb, I told, because Surdas Prabhu is very good in talking, so we told that he will be our spokesperson. And Surdas Prabhu, and he started talking to Balasaheb, and while talking, his very good intention. He was telling, Prabhuji, Prabhuji. He said, I don't want to hear your temple language. He said, I don't want to hear your temple language. Then I started talking and I told. Then the Sanjay Raut, Bala Sahib told me that you give 5 crores rupees to this person. I said, where will get 5 crores rupees? He said, no, we know ISKCON has a lot of money. I said, even a lot of money, who is giving 200 square feet, how will give? He said, no, I don't know. Then he said, don't throw him out. Throw the court, don't go to the court and throw him out. I am Supreme Court sitting here, he said. So I said, yes, sir. So then, then we talked and begged him, requested him, and he said, I said, I will go back to temple and I will discuss with our senior. Then Sanjay Raut said, no, Brajahari, whatever he says, everybody follow. Everybody listen to him. Tell him to give 5 crores rupees. But somehow or other, we just request Bala Sahib and came back to the temple. And after that, after 2-3 years, we paid 80 lakhs rupees and he left. Hare Krishna. Thank you. One thing which is everybody should know, when Prabhupada, after Prabhupada built this, our guest house, temple, and after that school was built, school was up to, is approved by the municipality up to 4th floor. But somehow or other we built 6th floor. So it was not proper actually. And therefore when started the school, the municipality didn't give the water, because it was illegal. But then when we built the Heaven and Earth project, Premnath, our architect, we discussed with him and we made these 3 buildings, like Heaven and Earth project, temple and Gurukul, where Brahmacharya Ashram is there. 3 buildings together one property. After that, everything was regularized. We vacated the bank from here. Now, entire property belongs to Sri Sri Radha Ras Bihari Ji. Hare
There are many messages coming from all over the important people from Bombay, and I would like to only read one message with the permission of Jagat Purush Prabhu. There are so many messages who couldn't come for this festival, but some of them have sent one message I would like to read. We extend our warm congratulations to everyone at ISKCON Temple Juhu. This place delivers a vibrancy, optimism, and so much peace that is difficult to find in a developing and a fast-paced city like Mumbai. We hope this grandeur festival of ISKCON turning 40 turns out to be a very beautiful and impeccable auspicious for its visitors and all of you who have participated in this festival. The schedule for the celebrations looks enormous, and we wish everyone there good health, hope and success. Thank you. This is from a very big company from Mumbai. There are so many other companies, but this is one of the companies, Global Advertising. They always give us big hoardings in the city. They have given us many hoardings for this celebration too. So they are sending us this message. And there are so many other messages also, but I thought I should read this message. Thank you very much.
Hari Bo.
Me.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All right, so next, this couple needs no introduction. Everybody knows them well. Bhima Prabhu and Jala and his dear wife. So this will conclude. This will go on for 20 minutes. Then we'll have a break. Oh, and then the photo session.
One more mic.
Okay. So at the end of this presentation, everyone please proceed to the temple room. All right, but eventually, right? So initially, Prabhupada disciples will go for a photo session in the temple courtyard just behind Srila Prabhupada's Vyasasan. And after the Prabhupada disciples will be temple managers, is that correct? Temple managers after the Prabhupada disciples? Okay. All right, Prabhu, proceed. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kipa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanang Papunebha Vaishnaveva Namano. Actually, I joined in Calcutta. So Srila Prabhupada used to come from the airport, and devotees used to get down and on the road, and they used to do the kirtan. You know, traditional in India, sadhu comes or Lord comes, they put the flower on the lotus feet of Lord or all the sadhus. So we used to make arrangement, the flower petals, and give the basket, fill up. And that was my seva was, I used to bring the flower all the way, the temple was upstairs, so we get down, and then devotees were chanting, and I stand with them, and some devotee will blow the conch shell. So when Prabhupada came down, and I, next to Prabhupada, I was putting the flowers on his lotus feet, and it is quite long. From if you go to Calcutta temple, you will see how little long, and then all the way upstairs, one after another upstairs, step. So wooden step was there, so Prabhupada was going, and then all the way to temple inside. So then Prabhupada, Sri Radha Govindo, and then afterwards he will sit in the Singhasan, and Achyutananda Maharaj, he will wash his lotus feet and then dried up, then do the artik, then afterwards Prabhupada will give little lecture. And my seva, I was child, so my seva was not simple. So my seva was, when Prabhupada comes, every day make flower vases, and another seva was that I used to do, Prabhupada will get up 4 o'clock, so I used to do the 2 or 3 o'clock like that, I used to do the sandalwood paste for Srila Prabhupada with korpur, camphor and saffron mixed. And then I make it ready 4 o'clock when Prabhupada gets up, and I used to bring his room and put Prabhupada's forehead and one garland, and bring two peru, means the guava, and dab, which is green coconut, for him. So every day, whenever Prabhupada was 4 or 5 days, not much in Calcutta temple. So anyway, I used to give him, and one day he said, I don't want guava now. So I said, okay. So I took it and put it in the kitchen. We had a kitchen space, means very little, not much. So, and there is no door. So I kept on the shelf. Now, night, Prabhupada used to take muri, means kurmura, here everybody knows, which is puff rice, and 1 glass of milk. So Srila Prabhupada said, where is my guava? So now I kept on the shelf, but devotees those days are young, and who will take, whether gone or not, and Calcutta temple was such a place, there was no market or nothing, and 9 o'clock night is everything closed anyway, and we had a long way market was. So then I went round to the kitchen and saw still the guava was there. So I said, oh, Krishna's mercy. So brought back, gave Prabhupada, and he took. This is one incident. So I remember whenever I see the peru, means the guava, I always remember Prabhupada. Another incident was, I used to give Prabhupada flower vases every day. After he takes bath, like 11 o'clock, he will have nap. He will eat 8:30, then he will have nap. And then he will get up, has massage, or before massage, 10, 11 o'clock, I used to go his room to give the flower vases. Every day he says, thank you. So one day, he didn't say thank you. What happened? Day before giving the flower vases, I gave the flower vases, that day he said thank you. And then evening he was giving darshan, or 5 o'clock, not many people came. Nobody was there, so I talked with Prabhupada little bit. Just 1 or 2 words. And nobody knows Bengali. So Brahmananda Maharaj was there outside. He saw, I'm talking with Maharaj, and Prabhupada something. He ran to his brother, said she complained something, or I don't know. So after I went from Prabhupada's room, I went upstairs. We have upstairs, 3rd floor is ladies' room. Ladies used to stay. So I went up. Now it's almost Arthik time. I think, or Arthik finished like that, and Gargamuni was telling other devotees, where is she? Where is she? Oh my goodness. Then somebody called, I came down. Then Gargamuni, so heavy. So here is not here, that's why I'm telling you. So then what to do? Then Palika was Prabhupada's cook, and Sumukhi also Prabhupada, she used to make cake. There is Madhuri used to make cake, which is Tamal Krishna Maharaj's wife. So Sumukhi, we had no kitchen for Radha Govinda. We had kitchen for devotee kitchen, and also Radha Govinda other kitchen. And one kitchen was little. So they were in the corner. If it wants to make extra thing, there is hallway there. So Palika was making cake. Sumukhi was making cake, and Palika used to make something for Prabhupada. So they were there, and Gargamuni came down. He was, actually he didn't come down, he was in the office, he came out in that room. And then I came down from down, and then they said, what she did? What you said? Like that. And then Sumukhi and Palika fought with Gargamuni like anything. He said, why not? She can say whatever she wants. That's her grandfather. So then I didn't say nothing. Then Gargamuni went away. Next day, time to come to give the Prabhupada flower vases. So here all the devotees asked, can I go to Prabhupada's room? Here Gargamuni is sitting in the office, saying, instead of going to Prabhupada's room flower vases, I took Gargamuni's room, office. So then I stand there. He said, go Prabhupada's room. I said, no. He said, go. I said, no. Then 3rd time he said, then I thought, better go. So now I took the flower vases to Prabhupada. Usually, and Sutokirti Prabhu was there cutting the nail. He was Prabhupada's servant. He was cutting the nail outside. Prabhupada always used to teach them, don't cut the nail inside the room. That's not bad sign. So he was cutting the nail outside, and he was Prabhupada's servant, so he is outside. And he also doesn't know Bengali. Now I went for giving Prabhupada's flower vases. He said, thank you, and come back. I come back, pay obeisance, come back. Today is the day, that day, he didn't say nothing. He's telling me, instead of thank you, he is asking me how many sisters I got. He's talking something else. And what class I go? I said, I was only class 7. So like that, he's talking this thing, that thing. And I'm so afraid. I want to get out from there. Prabhupada couldn't figure out. Prabhupada knows, of course, Prabhupada knows something. But I know this is the time. Now Sutakirti will tell, but my temple will be finished. He will tell now, Gargamuni will be more angry. So anyway, Sutakriti was a nice man. He never said nothing. Instead of, he doesn't know even Bengali, but he didn't say nothing. And he didn't complain, so I appreciate Sutakriti Prabhu. Still today, he is my good godmother. Thank you, Sutakriti Prabhu. So this was 2 incidents took place. We have a time. I can say one more time. Okay? Short. So I have more story, but my husband has to tell something. Oh, 24th I joined the bookstall. My husband put in the bookstall. That was the first service in Radha Rasbiari, Bombay Temple. Thank you very much. All goes to Prabhupada. All goes to you. Hare Krishna.
She's still doing the book stall. In fact, this year she collected in the book stall $28,000. So I came here and I was distributing books in America, and I wanted to come to India because I calculated that Srila Prabhupada spent much more time in India than he did anywhere else in the world. So that if I came to India, I'd get more association with Srila Prabhupada. That was my calculation. So somehow now I was a trade to the BBT library party in India for one devotee who wanted to go to America. In those days, they used to trade devotees like you trade horses, you know. So I came to Bombay. It was, I think, the month of October, around Dasera. The rainy season was just getting over. And we went to Prabhupada's room to do kirtan for him. But Srila Prabhupada was too sick. So I didn't get really a chance to see him or to do any service for him there. So later it was decided, because the temple was under construction, they were trying to get it ready for the opening, but Srila Prabhupada wasn't well, so they were going to take him to Vrindavan, and then when the temple was ready, he'd come back for the opening. That was the plan. The day that Srila Prabhupada was going to leave, early in the morning, because Srila Prabhupada was going to go by train, although normally he went by plane, because it was just after the rainy season. The road from Delhi to Vrindavan was filled with chuck holes, and it would disturb him, if he went by car on that road. So they decided that he'd go by train, and from Mathura station, it's very near to the Vrindavan temple. So that was the plan. So he needed prasadam on the train. So devotees went and they cooked for Srila Prabhupada. And I can remember it was the first time that I made guava chutney. And I helped Nrsimha Chaitanya, who made the kachoris, and I made the guava chutney for Prabhupada's trip on the train. So we were working from like early in the morning. Prabhupada was scheduled to go on the deluxe, and I think he left around 9 o'clock or something. So after cooking all morning, I was tired, and I thought, okay, I'll sleep for a half an hour, and before Prabhupada goes, then I'll get up and I'll see him before he goes. But what happened was that I took rest. When I got up, somebody had locked the door from the outside, and I couldn't get out. And that was in the C building. It's like on the ground +2, and I was up there, and I was looking down, thinking, well, maybe I should jump, because Prabhupada was sick, and I wasn't sure whether I'd ever see him again. But I didn't jump, and maybe that was a good idea. I'm not sure. And then, Prabhupada left. And not long after that, we went on traveling Sankirtan in Gujarat. And we were doing the libraries. We were going to various colleges and schools and trying to sell sets of Srila Prabhupada's books. And the most amazing thing is, it seemed like wherever we went, whether it was Surat or Bardoli or Navsari, wherever we went, everywhere the people said, oh, your spiritual master was here. Oh, he did a program in this school. He did a kirtan over here. And I started to realize Srila Prabhupada was everywhere. You know, there wasn't anywhere that he wasn't. And I can remember I went to one school and they asked me to speak to the teachers. So I gave a little talk to the teachers of the school. And then one teacher stood up and said, "I'm a Christian, I object to this. Why is this, you know, this kind of talk going on here? We're supposed to be a secular state." He was very, very upset. So I said, "Listen, God doesn't see Hindu, Christian, Muslim. He sees us all as his children. And whatever religion you're following, God is happy if you love him." So then one of the Hindu teachers stood up and said, "Yeah," and started shouting at the Christian teacher. And then everybody started shouting at each other, and I thought, I grabbed my books and I just quietly went down the road, and I was walking down this, you know, rural road and listening back to the school while they were shouting and screaming. But anyway, finally we were sending our scores to Vrindavan for Srila Prabhupada's pleasure every week. And we send them by telegram. In those days, phones didn't work, but you could get a telegram message through pretty good. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj was every week reading what books we sold to colleges and libraries to Srila Prabhupada. And he told us later that Prabhupada said, "These scores are keeping me alive." So eventually we got up to Ahmedabad, and in Ahmedabad I met Yasomanti Nandan Prabhu for the first time in the Ahmedabad temple, and the idea was that we'd take a break and go visit Srila Prabhupada in Vrindavan. So we left our van there and we took a train to Vrindavan. And as soon as we got to Vrindavan, we met Bhavananda, who was coming out of Srila Prabhupada's room. And we asked, could we go in to see Srila Prabhupada? Or he said, even before we asked, he said, "Go in to see Srila Prabhupada. Everybody can go, no problem. You can go to see Srila Prabhupada." So then I realized that, you know, if you want to come in contact with Srila Prabhupada, if you want to see Srila Prabhupada, you do it more through service. If you render some service to Srila Prabhupada, it's not that you'll have to see him, but that, you know, the doors will be open for him to see you. Hare Krishna. One other thing I'd like to mention is that, you know, in any organization, you have the very big leaders, the dynamic leaders, charismatic leaders, and those persons are very important. But another very important personality in any organization are the workers. You know, the people that are kind of behind the scenes and very faithfully doing their service. And we've had our number of big preachers here, and they've all played an important role, but at the same time, we've had a lot of the sincere, you know, whatever it is, they do their service kind of devotees. And I think those are the real foundation blocks that have allowed this temple to not only open in 1978, but keep going all these years. Not like Subal Prabhu. Subal Prabhu had one leg. He was initiated by Srila Prabhupada, but he did so much service, even though he was crippled. He you know, you can't imagine. He, from right early in the morning till he slept at night, he was serving Sri Sri Radha Ras Bihari, whether it was transferring the Mahaprasadam and locking it up so it didn't get stolen, or cutting subjis, or whatever it was. He was always doing service, right up until, you know, he was so sick that he couldn't do service anymore. So those kind of devotees are, and there's so many of them, and the list is very long. Another one that comes to my mind is Jagannananda Pandit Prabhu. He was older than most of us. He was from UP, Hindi belt. He knew Hindi very well. He could go on and tell Ramayana pastimes forever. If he wanted to, he could have been a big mahant somewhere and had many followers, but he didn't. He chose to serve Sri Sri Radha Ras Bihari in the Sankirtan department, and even at an advanced age, he was going out and taking a bus with other devotees on traveling Sankirtan, selling Srila Prabhupada's books very faithfully, very steadily, right up until the time he left this world. So these kind of devotees are also very important for any organization to be successful and to go on and be progressive. So we should also remember them when we have these kind of festivals, so that hopefully one day we can follow in their footsteps. Vaman Prabhu. I mean, the list goes on and on. You know, there's so many of them. They're very humble, very submissive, but very important to our temple. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhima Prabhu. Thank you, Mataji. So if everyone would please proceed now to the temple. And on your way, just a reminder that Lokanath Swami's book, Bombay is My Office, is on a table in the back. Any of you who have not acquired the book, this is a good opportunity to do so. And we'll see you in the temple. Hare Krishna.